husband, my legal husband, my lawfully wedded husband, fucking called the old woman, Ray. He called his whore his wife more than once. What have you done? There's so many songs. Just tweak the words a little bit, and they're perfect for my situation, my story. They fit. Yeah. I mean, it's terrible what it's done to my music, and I'm a music lover. I mean, there's some songs that literally send pits in my stomach. Right after I found out there was a song that I found, I can't remember what it's called. Escapism. Oh my God, that was my fucking anthem for a minute there. But if I hear it, it sends me right back to what I was feeling. Just total chaos. Like, oh my God, my world. It was just a glass and the glass is shattered, and what have I got left? Whoa. I mean, that's rocking your world. Now that's what I was feeling and experiencing when I lit that fire, which was a lot worse than I ever intended it to be. Truly, I would say, I'm pretty honest. I'm pretty honest. If I had intentionally done all that, I would be honest about it. But I really had no intention of setting that shed on fire. There was a lot of things in there that I wanted to keep. There was machines, snow blowers, valuable things. I didn't want to destroy those things. I really didn't. I only intended to have a small little fire that I could throw some of his clothes on. That's what I was doing before I started the fire. I was ripping some of his clothes up. I was just trying to, I think it's a normal thing, right? Destroying people's clothes. When they cheat on you, you throw them out the window, you destroy them. That's what I was doing. I never meant for that shed to be included in that. That's just the truth. I swear on my children. I never intended for that to happen. But the fact that I was waiting for the fire and rescue to come, and while I was waiting, I was recording it and saying, it's gonna get worse than this if you don't tell the truth and do the right thing. Yeah. This is how bad it is right now, but it's gonna get a lot worse. So I was threatening in that way. No, not threatening to hurt him, but just saying, hey, this is what it's come to. You pissed me right the fuck off. You made me understand my life is a fucking lie. And I'm not even who I thought I was. And that's debilitating. It's extremely debilitating. It's scary as hell. It's soul crushing. Soul crushing. And it's got nothing to do with drugs. Not a thing. It's got nothing to do with mental instability. No, it's only got to do with having the realization that what he said he was not that. Not even close. He's the opposite. He is the opposite of what he's been telling you he is. He's the opposite. It's not just a little bit different. No. Complete opposite. Just like they tried to tell me she was the complete opposite of what she was. They were able to tell me because obviously nobody in their right mind is going to look at that ugly woman and know how old she is and think that her and my husband would be likely to have anything. So they were safe, they felt safe telling me she had a crush on him because anybody would think, oh, this old woman has a funny crush crush, it's harmless. You know, obviously, this man can be trusted to be faithful to his wife. He's not going to cheat on his wife, especially with that, right? Especially with that. I mean, look at the two. There's no way, right? That's what people think. So it was safe to say she has a crush on me. Big crush, yeah. Until I said, wait a minute. This crush, is it reciprocated? What is your relationship status? What is your relationship like, guys? Because I hear how great Ray is. You know, she's a great person, this wonderful lady. Yet I don't know her because she doesn't talk to me, and I've tried reaching out to her. She never seems to want to talk to me, but she's never ceasing talking to my husband. Never. I mean, they would have 73-minute phone calls, 67-minute phone calls. And he tries to say it was Mike. No, first of all, he would never be on the phone with Mike that long. No. And secondly, even after Mike was dead, 73-minute phone calls. Hour long. And he couldn't be bothered to watch a 10-minute video from me. But he could spend 73 minutes at a time on the phone with that bitch. This is sad. I have a recording of this. The messages, and I may have told this before, I don't know. The messages, I'll put the messages in the video here. This was, I think, right before Mike died. Yeah, it was. And she's pretending to be Mike, her son. All she had to do was call him Buzz. And you can see sometimes when he says Buzz too much, but she does. It's obvious, because she's trying to pretend she's Mike. So she repeats it. Okay, Buzz, call me Buzz. No. So, well, this day, sure, it was a Sunday. It was either Saturday or Sunday. It was a weekend day. And early in the morning, oh, no, I'm screwing it up. Shit. I'm screwing up the stories. Oh my God, was it after? I'll have to look now. There was one morning that he left. They were meeting each other, and they were going to have a half a day, in a hotel room, I believe. Are you ready? He says. Yes, I'm ready. Where are we meeting? At Biddle? You know, and then the text stopped while they're together. And then they begin again in the afternoon. And the first thing he says is, hey, if you still need a battery for that key fob, let me know. And it's her he's talking to. It was her the whole time. When they were together, obviously, when she used her keys, they noticed her battery was low or dead or whatever, I don't know. But when he left her, after spending half the day probably bowling and fucking her, he let her know, hey, you need a battery. I mean, every little thing she ever needed was on it. Mike wasn't allowed to use her car. No. So, he's trying to say that Mike drove. No. If he really wanted to see Mike, Brian would have just drove to that house and seen Mike. Because Mike didn't have a license. He didn't have his license. I know his mother would never let him drive a car without a license. But they pretended. That she did, but she didn't. No way in hell. So, anytime it looks like Mike's telling him he's driving to him, it's probably her. It definitely was her that day. He left me and the kids home on a Saturday, Sunday, pretending he was going to work. Just enjoyed himself with his old whore in a hotel room. How many times did you do that? Over the years. instead of working on the things we needed. Flynn needed a bedroom. Wanted his own room since he could talk. Brian didn't have time for that. He was too busy meeting up with his old whore and fucking her for hours. What I have a video of was the nighttime. It was nighttime, and I'm recording outside. I think it was something to do with paranormal. And Brian's there, and you hear him talk to one of the kids, and then he tells him he's got to go. You know, it sounds kind of irritating. He's got to go. He's got to leave. I don't know, maybe around 9 at night, or maybe right before their bedtime. He had to go to see someone, do some things. I don't know exactly what he was doing. But you see him leave. Doesn't even look my way, doesn't touch me, doesn't hug me goodbye, doesn't kiss me goodbye. And I said that I love him. See you later. And he said, love you, under his breath. Left. And then what did he do? Spent an hour on the phone with her. I don't know where he was.
That's how I did it.
Always seems to be something.
I have to go real quick, Flynn.
Sorry.
Bye.
Love you.
Love you.
Who knows? Maybe he was just in his truck somewhere. And I told him having phone sex with him. And he didn't say anything. So that tells me, ding, ding, ding. You were right. You're correct. Correct. Why else would you need to be on the phone with someone for 67 minutes? Like that. Not at home, obviously. He wasn't going to spend an hour talking right in front of me. But they were having phone sex. I'm sure they did that quite often too. Often enough. I can show you the phone call, but it's her phone number. I can show you the video of him leaving. Leaving to go have phone sex. So once again, leaving me and the kids behind to focus on her. I mean, I could go on and on and on about things that happened, about what he was doing that shit, and then coming home to accuse me of not being faithful to him. When I was faithful, always 100%. Always. Never did that to him. Never even wanted to. Never had a desire, never had a thought. I wouldn't even if there was someone who grabbed my attention for whatever reason, I wouldn't, what do you call that? I can't think of the word I'm trying to think of. I just wouldn't play it out. I wouldn't make that choice to betray him, break my vow. I know that would damage things. It would damage the family, which would damage our children. I didn't ever want to do that. I wouldn't do that for sex. For sex. It's just, that's how great does it have to feel that you're willing to lose your family for it? What did she have, a magic pussy? Yeah, I'm just trying to understand what made it so amazing that he would destroy our fucking family like that. He had to have been racked with guilt. He had to have. That's why he was mean to me a lot. He was rude. Just wasn't nice. And it's because he looked at me and he felt guilt. That doesn't feel good. So just looking at me made him feel bad.
Sometimes you could be nicer to me. It'd be easier for me to know that you were going to sleep if you said, I'm going to bed, honey. Good night. Love ya. Good night. It's just, I don't know, Brian. I need some shit to change because I'm really feeling crazy. And you say you care so much about me and shit, but I don't feel it sometimes.
Holy fuck, I'd love to know now why I'm fucking getting hung up on and ignored. Jesus fucking Christ, what have I done now? I do sometimes feel like I don't hear from you enough, that you think I'm beautiful or sexy or whatever. I just don't hear it very often from you. You're a fucking freak, you know that? Fucking telling the kids that when it's the fucking furthest thing from the truth. I get fucking accused of it again and I'll go fucking find someone to do it with. Asshole. I'm not gonna say what that's about until you fucking get home. But I'll just give you a hint. Blue. Okay? Blue things. I don't fucking cheat on you. Just look at me. It's so crazy. How many times in my fucking life do I just be me? And that's all it takes for someone. I didn't do anything wrong. It was his guilt that made him feel negatively towards me. His own guilt. So that's what caused him to shit on me, to my face, hurt me, not be nice. I mean, when I think about, oh my God, after Mike died, and he said to me, I need to give Ray as much time as possible. I remember that. And I was just like, okay. I was used to it. Yep, me and the kids will deal. We always do. She needs them. Didn't even think about it. Like, my worth, I knew, but I wasn't the priority. And I was just so used to that I didn't say, why? Why do me and the kids have to go without? So why? What does she need you for? Didn't even think about that. But I should have. But I didn't have the confidence of, you know, a wife who has a devoted, loyal, and true husband. I didn't have that, so I didn't have the confidence of that. So, okay. Now, what really pissed me off, and I knew he was going to do this, when my sister got sick, and just this past year, I decided I was going to, even though I live an hour away, I wanted to commit to being there at least one day a week to make sure she had everything she needed. Whatever it was she needed, she was going to be supplied and so forth. It hurts for her to move. She doesn't leave the house. And I came home and I told Brian that. And I knew. He said, why can't so-and-so? And I lost it. Are you fucking kidding me? Right now? You're gonna fucking say that? She's actually sick. She needs help. That fucking stupid old fucking nasty whorebug that you had to give so much time to, she didn't need you to go rake her yard. She didn't need you for anything. She has family much closer. She has people willing to do for her. And she's got money. She can hire anyone she wants. It didn't have to be you. It just didn't. She didn't need you. But yeah, when you said, I'm gonna give her as much time as possible, I was like, now I'm telling you, we have to give 1 day a week to my sister, and you're gonna say, why can't some... What? What? That's my fucking sister, and she can't hardly move without a lot of pain. Ray can move around just fine. She can bend and spread and do all kinds of shit just fine. Doesn't hurt her to move. But it hurts Alberta. It's hard for her to brush her teeth. Ray can brush her teeth just fine. How fucking dare you? That filled me with rage when he did that. This is how I am always down here, down here, down here, down here. And whoever it is, he's worshiping it, wants to please, and they're up here. And I just have to, just like when he fucking, that stupid bitch, ugh, Lindsay, who wanted him so bad and was so rude to me all the time. Anytime she was around, she was on top of him and right in front of me. And he wanted to give her a break from her psycho man. And how was he going to do that? Well, put him with me. Yeah, so I could deal with her psycho man. Also, she can get a break. A bitch who's fucking rude to me. You know, after him. Well, you know, she wanted to fuck him, so he wanted to do for her. And I was the one who could pay the price for that. Because he wasn't even there. He fucking put that man that I didn't know in my apartment with me while he was gone. And I could just, like I said, I'm down here. The bitches, the whores up here. Always like that. Filled me with rage when he did that and said that. Are you out of your fucking mind? Wow. Purposely did that. Purposely said things like that. He might not have purposely did that one, but here's what he did purposely do. We had one event, I know I've already talked about this, one event in our whole time together that we had to dress up for. That was his best friend's wedding, which he was a part of. We had the dinner night. The next day we had the wedding, and I put some effort into how I looked. I was proud of it. I looked pretty good. He never took a photo of me. I was never in any of his photos. I asked him to look, and like I had to like badger him. Do you have a photo of me of that day or night? Well, I thought I had you in the crowd. But you don't? No, not one. So, he didn't see me and think, she looks so good. I want to take a picture of this so I can have a memory of how good my wife looks. No. And then I was telling him, you know, of course I took his video, told him how great he looked and that I loved him. Which he didn't say he loved me back. He was just all focused on being a part of that wedding, and you know, I was just, I could sit at the table and be ignored while he was circulating. And that's what I did. I said, you remember that? Like, there's no one there who's gonna say, oh, remember that man that who like really loved his wife? It was so obvious that he loved his wife. They're not even gonna remember me. Who is she? Really? Didn't have me on his arm. Just let me sit there. And I looked good. He didn't feel a need to show me off. Nope. He wasn't too impressed with it, I guess, so I guess he didn't feel a need to show everybody. Get my great looking wife. Nope. guarantee you, if he had somehow been able to bring that fucking whore there instead of me, she would have been by his side every minute. Would never have let her sit alone at a table, bored and alone. I guarantee, I bet everything I owned on that, and I would win. And there's no way she could have ever looked half as good as I do. Whatever, doesn't matter. So I said to him, you know, remember, you weren't nice to me. You didn't give me attention. You were a shitty husband, basically. And you know what he said? Shit, you're not. I said, yeah, I remember. Yeah, you were nodding off. You were falling asleep. I said, what? What did you just say? I was falling asleep at your best friend's wedding. Is that what you just said? And you're serious? You're really gonna say that? Yeah, I remember. I remember you were nodding off. I wanted to fucking punch him. I wanted to punch him. That immediately sent the rage, steaming out my ears. I wanted to mangle him for that. For real. I wanted to fucking destroy him for that. How fucking dare he say that? That is the furthest thing from the truth. I was not even close to nodding out. I wasn't falling asleep. I was excited. I had been excited about it. And I even have videos I made after we got home at like 1 in the morning, wide awake. Not remotely looking tired or like I'm nodding out. No. Never did that. But he said that purposely to make me angry and to hurt me, to put me down. Made up lies in order to hurt me. Like I was falling asleep at his best friend's wedding. I gotta remake some video. I talked about how a friend of mine gave me 2 beautiful rings. And I tried like putting them in his face. I got rings on that you shouldn't recognize. You, as my husband, should be wondering where the hell I got this jewelry from that I'm wearing. But he never said a word. So if he noticed, he didn't care. But he probably didn't even notice. Because he didn't care. Didn't bother noticing that I had some jewelry that he didn't know where it come from. I was waiting day after day after day for him to say, hey, where'd you get the rings from? Never did. I think I finally had to bring it up. He never even bothered like noticing, hey, got something new. Just didn't give a fuck. She don't give a fuck about me. I mean, you can't over and over and over and over again everything he did and said just showed me how little I meant to him. How he had literally 0 respect for me as the mother of his children. He just passed me. 0 respect for me. As his wife and as the mother of his children. He never, if someone spoke to me rudely or, you know, gave me a hard time or was hurtful to me, he was, it would be, why? What did you do? What did you say? You know, they're treating you like that because of how you were to them, because of how you spoke. Because it was always my fault. You know, like, Ray didn't want to talk to you because, you know, it was drama. She didn't want your drama. Yeah, it was my fault that Ray wouldn't speak to me. has nothing to do with how he made her believe what her status was over me. That had nothing to do with it. No, he doesn't control. How could he control someone? That's what he said. How could he have any control over her and what she decided to do or not do? Yeah, how could he control that? Oh, gee, I wonder. Gee, I wonder. Yeah. And just all the time, anything that he ever did didn't bother him what it put me through. Didn't bother him what state he put me in. And it didn't bother him that our children be affected by me being in that state. And I was so confused when I first saw it. And I was like, shouldn't you be a little upset about the fact that she's not talking to me and it's freaking me out, and now your kids are gonna see that I'm freaking out about something? Like, shouldn't that irritate you a little bit? Shouldn't you be like, hey, Ray, why ain't you talking to my wife? Like, this has gone to the point where she's like, really, like, what the fuck? And I don't want my kids seeing her upset about this shit. I don't want that for them. So, speak to my wife. Cut the shit, bitch. No, would never do that. No. He said to me, like, when I want him to, I want her to answer these questions. She never answered these questions. What did she mean when she said, how long I'm done waiting? And I want you to ask her. I want to hear her answer. Oh, I'm sure she doesn't want to be bothered with this. So you're worried about bothering her. What about me? Don't you want to take care of my anger, my fear, my questions? No? You're saying, I'd rather let my wife have this turmoil and live in this torture that she's feeling. I'd rather have that than bother Ray. That's what it came down to. Yeah. He'd rather see me tortured and broken. He'd rather see that than bother Ray with my questions. That's all you need. Hello. That is all you need to understand where his priorities were and what really fucking mattered to him. I was not in that list. No fucking way was I in that list. Because if I was, he would bother anyone he had to make me feel better, to take care of the issues I was having. He wouldn't even think about that. He wouldn't think to himself, oh, I have to bother this person so I can help my wife. He would just do it. He wouldn't worry about bothering anyone for me. What more do you need? Not a whole lot. But I got it. I got a whole lot more. A whole lot more. I'll give you some of it more. I'll give you more of it later. This is a lot. A lot.